This is for the terrain section. This is how you would create a terrain map displacement. So I'm going to go to, I've got a plane here. The segments are 55 by 55. If you have low segments, this will not work. So I'm going here. I'm going to use displace. I'm clicking on map, and I'm going to find my map. You always want to find a seamless terrain map. Seamless terrain map. So I've got that. I hook it up right here, and right now you see that it doesn't do anything. That's because you have to change the strength, and then you just throw a material on this, okay? Then you convert this into an editable poly. If you want it to be jagged like it is here, you leave it alone. If you want it to be smoothed out a little bit, you can turn NURBS on, and then you've got more of a rounded topography there. All right, I'm going to undo that, and now I'm going to show you FFD, how you would do the same. Similar with FFD. So an FFD modifier can give you some contours on a plane. You go to control points. You can drag those down here to make some sort of a terrain here, some hills in the background, maybe, and maybe pull it up here, pull it down there. And that can be a way to add water. If you remember from the past, we can just make a plane here with no segments and throw a water material on this. Alright, let's scale it up, and there's the pond. Alright, and on the water, you would just put, if you wanted to add ripples to it, you go to the modifier list, you go to Arnold Properties, and then you find a seamless water bump map, and then you click enable, and then you use map, and then you hook it up here. I don't have one right now, so I'm just going to use noise, and I'll click it up on there, and I'll increase the height, leave it at 1, and it only shows up when you render, so I'm going to see what it looks like first. And there it is right there, and then you throw on, if you can find, this would be a good place to use transmission on a material, so I'll show you that in another video. But anyways, transmission, you turn it down, and that's a clear material. So now I'm going to do push-pull, and then I'll do soft selection on a plane, okay? I'll do both on this. This is another way to add high segments here to add terrain. So you can go to soft selection. You can turn on soft selection. Remember, the closer the color is to blue, the less affected it's going to be. The closer it is to the color red, the hotter it is, the more affected by what you're going to do to that vertex it is. If you turn this off and you only have one vertex selected, it only affects that one vertex. So when you turn it on, it affects in a radial pattern here based on the heat color, heat wave here. So you can affect more by turning the fall off up, and then you can make a terrain that way too. I'm going to turn that off, turn off soft selection, and now I've created a plane with these segments. I'm gone into vertex mode. I'm going to go to paint deform, and I'm going to go to push pull right here, and the size of the brush right here is determined by the number right here, so I'll just change this to show you to 40 instead, or 420. It's huge, so I'll get rid of that to there, 40. And the height at which it pulls it up is determined by the strength. So if that's 1 and it only pulled up like that, I'm going to change it to 9 and press enter, and now it pulls it up very high. And again, if you don't like the edges so jagged, you can turn on NURBS right there, and then bam. So that's another way you can make terrain, and that's the terrain video.